Now, we're trying to make them smaller, and we're getting some electric cars. Do you have those here, electric
ขอ
cars?
มันทุกปี
Cars that do not use gasoline. Okay. So we do, in fact, my friend has one.
Next year we become somebody.
Okay. This one,
We have teacher, but now too expensive.
oh, I see, I see. This one's made by, is it Toyota? Yeah, Toyota. And my friend has one. It's an expensive car,
Yeah.
but she saves a lot of money on fuel.
Yeah.
But it is expensive, certainly. And I like how you
ที่พูด
all
หรือเปล่า
take subways and buses. Yes. It's so wonderful. In my little community,
ประหยัด
it
พลัง
doesn't.
งานของ
There's
ที่
not
เป็
enough
น
people.
Toyota
Okay, back to the
รีวิว
Pandas.
ไฮบริดร้านสาม
Knock. Could you read what it says there, please?
Yes
Thank you.
Experts are worried that if our forests continue to get smaller, all the pandas may someday be gone. When you look at the pandas, think of what you and your friends can do to help make our world safe for pandas and other wild animals.
Thank you. What's an expert?
Skill.
Skill?
They know.
Okay, yes.
Good at.
They know.
Good
They
at
know a lot
something.
about it.
Yeah. They're good at something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Skillful.
Very skilled. So the people who know a lot about this are really worried about the forests. The people running for the president, accordingly, the people running for the president of the United States talk a lot about what they're going to do to help the environment. That's a hot topic. So tell me what you think this is. What do you think this is?
หัวลำโพง15 move around
Ah, where the pandas will move around. So today is the 11th. So they should be at the Bangkok Art and Cultural Center, right? And tomorrow
ไปไหน
at Santai Chai Prakan Park.
หาพี่มนต์
อ๋อพี่ชัย
สันติ
สัน
สัน
ติ
ติ
ชั
ชั
ย
ย
ป
ป
รา
รา
การ
การ
ป่า
ที่ไหน
สมุทรพระพระสุเมนโรด
อ๋อ
อ๋อหรือว่าสุเมน
ถนนพระสุเมน
เราพูด
I haven't seen that
Yes,
giant
yes,
swing
that's
yet,
cool.
but so this is going to be good. I have been to Lupini Park.
หัวลำโพง station มี15
So
เดี๋ยวไปดีกว่าหัวลำโพง
Tomorrow is on พระอาทิตย์โรด
อ๋อที่แพนด้าแสดงเหรอ
ก็จะย้ายไป
วันนี้วันที่เท่าไหร่วันที่11
วันที่15หัวลำโพงไปไหมที่15
วันที่11 15
ทำไมมันมาแสดงหัวลำโพง15เหรอ
do you want to see it on here?
จะไปเดี๋ยวไป
Teacher, a few minutes. I want to check some picture. I want to tell my student to go to some picture.
12คนไหน
Okay.
I don't know.
สันติชัยปราการ
รุ่นไกลร่วมกัน
Tell them not to feed the pandas. Don't feed the animals.
Tomorrow,
หัวลำโพง
tomorrow is ถนนพระอาทิตย์
พระอาทิตย์
กี่โมงเนี่ย
near เจ้าพระยา
เขามีเวลา2
ไม่เห็นเวลา
บ่าย
After tomorrow,
สันติชัยชิงช้า
เสาชิงช้าตรงที่ว่าการ
กี่โมงอาจารย์ช่วยดูให้หน่อยไม่
โม
เว
ง
ลา
ชิงช้ากี่โมง
วัดทางเป็น
No time.
มีมันจะมีเวลาอาจารย์บ่าย
มันแสดงแค่2 ชั่วโมง3 ชั่วโมง เอาอันหัวลำโพง
อัน
เนี่ย
นี้อันนี้ได้2อัน
เอาหัวลำโพงเลย
เท่าไหร่15เนาะ
Yeah, we Yes, why don't you look here, because it's clear. I'm trying to look and see because it's so much clearer.
Oh, yeah, very good.
Yes.
นั่งหลังจังเลยมันหน้าหนูเนี่ย
if anyone, I can tell you the time, it's clear on this.
Teacher tell
เนี่ย
student.
นั่งนี่ก็ได้
Okay, so
ชื่อไปไม่ถึง
on the 3rd,
Yeah.
that says 15.
15หัวลำโพง
15 to maybe 18, 15 to 18. It's 15 to 18.
15.
So so that's 3 to 5, isn't it?
No.
Yes. Yes, 3 to 5.
3 afternoon.
Yes, this one is 3 to 5.
3 to 5.
This one is 2.
2 to 7. Lumbini Park.
3 to 5. This is 2 to
ไป3 5โมงเย็น3 5
6. 2 to 6, 3 to 5. 2 to 6, 3 to 5. 3 to 5, 3 to 5.
Thank you teacher
You're welcome.
บ่าย3
Now, here's what I want to know though. What would you call this
It's a map
in English? A schedule. That's a wonderful word, a schedule. What else is this? Because there's pictures,
program
a program.
yes
That would,
Could I say itinerary?
oh, itinerary. Itinerary. Yes. You could say that. Do you also know the word
24
chart?
Oh yeah, chart.
This would be a chart.
Chart.
Probably the best word is diagram. This is a diagram. That's a word we would use. This diagram shows where the pandas will be. But oh, your words were great too. I just wondered if you knew those words, diagram and chart. So, we learned, Lee, that these, and Max, maybe you were here for this, Lee, that all of these crazy pandas are made out of recycled
ใครทำมาไม่รู้นะต้องทำแบบ
And I wonder, do you think you can go and walk through? Yes. Oh, you do, that's great. But don't take a panda home.
ตัวเขารู้โดนจับโดนใครว่าทำ
I think we can take photo outside.
Ah,
If people walk inside, other people cannot take good picture.
oh, I see.
They want the many panda at the background.
I see.
Yeah.
So that's fascinating. I love that that's going on.
มันเลยมาปีที่แล้ว
So do you all know who these people are?
English King family.
English family.
Prince Chan and
วิลเลียม
yes. Oh, William.
วิลเลียม
Oh yeah, yeah. William.
เจ้าชายจอร์จแอนอะไรนะแคท
ชื่อ
แค
แคท
ทไม่ใช่ลูกสาวคนว่าจอร์จกับอะไรนะจอร์จ
So where do you think they are, Max? Where do you think they are? Tell me about, are they some, like, what's the weather like where they are? Max, what do you think? Cold, very cold. It's cold where they are. How do you know? Snow. What do you think they're going to do? How do you know? So they're dressed that way. Uh-huh. They also have on something that's a pretty big clue about the kind of skiing they're going to do. But you guys probably don't see that very often. See these things? Yeah, those would be ski goggles or ski glasses. The kind of skiing I do is not this kind of skiing. They're going to go downhill skiing. I've never done that. I do cross-country skiing, and you don't need these kinds of glasses. Most of the time, I'm on the ground when I cross-country ski. I am not good. But I go quite frequently. In the United States, we are really fascinated idea of a king
Like king
and queen
แสดง
and princess, and I know you have that. We don't. And so this idea of a king and queen is kind of, we're not against it. It's just something we don't really understand very well. Like, why would you have that person? Kind of thing.
especially king and princess number 3 princess
Yes.
with them
Yes. I've heard a lot about that number 3 princess and all the one. Yes, yes.
ดีล่าเริงจังเลย
And Lee, isn't she that number 3 princess? Isn't she the
Make
one
that.
that's done a lot of
ส่วน
projects?
มากเห็นว่า
Yeah.
ค่ะ
ถ้าเกิดว่าไม่เห็นว่า
So fascinating. We're not against king and queens and royalty. We just don't quite
เห็นห
get
น้า
it.
เธอสวย
Yeah, yeah, okay. So anyway, let's take a look at what these folks did.
มาเห็นสีคืออันนี้
Living on the screen.
Yes, would you read this, Joy?
holiday in the snow. Last week, Prince William and his family went for a short holiday. They didn't tell anyone until they returned home. They went on a ski holiday somewhere in the French Alps. Again, they aren't telling exactly where they went.
Why do you think they wouldn't tell?
Independent.
Oh, they want to be independent. What does that mean?
Nobody follow.
Hmm.
Nobody got.
Yes.
They want privacy.
Privacy. I wonder what it's like to be that famous.
Free.
Yes, yes, they wanted to be free. Now I have to tell you, my country, where I live, that picture could be where I live. Lots of tall trees. Oh, certainly, certainly. Lots of tall trees that have needles on them. Do you want to know by that? Pine trees, lots of pine trees. Like Christmas trees. Yes, Christmas trees. Really tall, lots of snow. This looks like where I live. It's not. But, and this looks like the kind of clothing that people where I live wear. Yes. I read online that she got in trouble by a group of people for she wore some mittens. These aren't. And they were made of fur. It was very warm, but people who are for animal rights were upset. I just read that online. Maybe it's not even true. So this is true. If the weather is cold, I'm sorry you can't see this. It's a caption. A caption is what's underneath the picture. If the weather is cold and the snow is dry, it's difficult to make a good snowball. But it looks like Catherine succeeded.
ไอ้นักมันจะมา
So, no snow in Bangkok.
No. In Thailand.
Not in
ไม่ได้
Thailand.
ตั้งใจซื้อของ
In fact, my neighbor, I paid the young man who lives next to me, I paid him some money to keep my sidewalk clean from the snow. That's a law. You're supposed to do that, so people. Yes, So, yeah, and sometimes it's really easy to go out there and shovel the snow because it's dry. But if it's the wet snow, it's hard to do. But the wet snow makes the great snowmen and yes, that kind of thing, which is really fun. And because where I live is so dry, we need snow. That's very important for our ground and the plants. Nan, would you read those two sentences, please, if you can see it from there?
Yes. Yesterday, they released 6 photos of their holiday, showing the prince, his wife, the the Duchess of Cambridge, and their children George and Charlotte. Prince George is now 2.5 years old, and his sister Princess Charlotte is 10 months old. They look like they enjoy the snow.
Now, what do you think it means they released?
Đấy.
Shoulders.
Là chef of Cambridge, nên ngài จ้าหญิงlà
Yes, yes.
Shoulders of their holiday.
It seems like you all taught me that sometimes in Thailand or Bangkok, young children on their birthday might release
สวยนะ
eels, right? Let them go, let them out there. Didn't you teach me that? Or doves, that young children let birds or fish go on their birthday? You're looking at me like I'm crazy. Didn't you, Servant?
Yes.
Okay, did you tell me that?
What about?
That on a child's birthday, sometimes the family will take them to the river and they will release a fish.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
To make memories.
To make merits.
Thai culture.
Okay, to make,
Release some bird, release some fish,
okay,
or release some shell, or release some turtle.
okay, thank you, or a turtle. So let go, show us, let go.
Vậy nông. Bird.
And there she is.
Charlotte.
She has her ears covered. If your ears get cold, they can really
Princess
hurt.
Charlotte.
Sometimes we wear earmuffs,
Charlotte happily.
just little things right up.
มีฟันสองซี่แล้ว
Teacher,
Yes,
how this for protect your ears in English?
are you talking about this?
Yeah.
But now those are not warm
Yeah.
ones. That's silly. Those are fluffy earmuffs. Earmuffs. I have some little tiny ones. Mine are not fluffy. Earmuffs. But where I live, it's so cold that usually I want this covered too. So I just have hats that go down. Yeah.
Show your face.
Earmuffs. Earmuffs. I also have a neck gaiter. So this is called a neck gaiter. And that's what we wear too. We pull it up and it keeps your neck warm and it covers your mouth sometimes. Probably no need in Thailand. Although I'm fascinated about the workers that I saw on the highway and how they covered themselves up. But that's because of beauty, right? To keep a light skin.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, let's do, I said we do that, Bangkok. Let's do a little bit of pronunciation before we get to the crossword puzzle. So we're going to review a few, and then we're going to go on to a few new ones. And we won't spend a long time doing that, unless you have any questions about what we just did. And by the way, thank you so much for filling out the evaluations. I read those and really appreciate the time you took to do those. Thank you very much. And I need to slow
ที่
down.
ทำงานพวกเราเขียนที่ทำให้วิสโก
Okay,
jeans
jeans. Jeans. Thank you. And it's always plural. We would never say just jeans. We would always say jeans.
Jeans.
Thank you.
Jeans.
Karaoke.
Dead.
Debt. Singer. Singer.
Salmon.
Right. No L. Get rid of that L. Salmon. for my lovely supper last night.
Salmon.
Ben, the salmon, hawk.
No, not salmon.
Or was it salmon? I think it was salmon. It was fish. It was fish, hawk. Thank you. So salmon,
Salmon.
Salmon.
milk,
Milk.
milk, good. Juice.
Juice.
Model.
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 Label.
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 Label. That's a long A.
Label.
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 Error.
Error. I think of you. I think of you. Error. Berry.
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 Adult.
Adult.
Yes, adult.
Adult.
Yes, adult.
Adult.
Tail.
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 Ship.
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 And do you do this with your children? We go like this with our children. Yes, we do. So that's the sound. Ship. Ship. Ship.
Ship.
Sheep. Sheep.
Sheep.
Sheep. Sheep. Sheep.
Sheep.
Coat. Sir, Ben, I'm not hearing it from you. I hear sheep. Sheep.
Sheep.
Now, there is the word cheap. What does cheap mean? It's not expensive. Yes. The food here is so cheap. I can't get over it. Yes. Okay, this is a coat. Coat. And you might sleep on a cot. Cot. The same word, really. It's said the same way. Caught. Well, caught and caught. Yes, it's the same. He caught the football. What do you call that ball? Sabi? Rugby. Oh, really? Okay.
Rugby.
So would you call that a rugby ball? Okay. Okay, and we call that a football. Pole. Bull.
Race bull.
What kind of bull?
Race bull. Drinking.
Oh, I see.
Race bull.
Yes. Chip. And then those wonderful potato chips. How do you do this? When I make cookies, I buy often a bag of chocolate chips. And I stir those into my cookies. Yes, I like it. I have to buy the kind that doesn't have milk. Chocolate chips, do you know those?
Yeah.
Chocolate chips, okay. You can buy them in a bag.
Ice cream.
Daughter.
Daughter.
Does she look Thai? Oh, that's it. Because I put in Thai, family, Thai daughter, but I couldn't get a good picture. Vietnam.
Philippines.
So, daughter,
Daughter.
laughter.
Laughter.
Hey, it's animated. Do you know animated? It moves.
Yes.
I didn't know it when I added it. So laughter.
Laughter.
Oh, I did two tails. Pardon me. Tell. Tell.
Tell me, please.
Yes, I will tell you a story about a dog with a tail. Tile. So that's what's on the floor, often, tile. Cart. Cart. Just like the word car. Cart. Ooh, you got a cart. I do not see these in the United States, or they're very rare, very rare in the United States. And
Heart.
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 heart, heart, heart,
Heart.
heart, yes. And finally, art,
Heart.
art,
Heart.
art, yes. Well done. I think pronunciation is a great thing to work on. Now, one thing I'm going to do before we do the crossword puzzle is, any questions about these, I should say? Yes, ma'am.
I know tell and tell is the same sound. Is it correct?
Tell and tale, not quite the same. So I'm going to tell you a story. Tell, tell, tell. So tell, tell. I'm sorry, I wish I could tell you what my tongue's doing. Tell, tell.
Sorry.
Tell a story.
Tell a story.
Dog's tail. Tail. So it's tell a story about a dog's tail. Tail. Tell tale. Now, you know what? If you walked up to me and said, look at that dog's tail, I know what you meant. Really, I know exactly what you meant. So that's not a big deal, but there is a difference in how you say those two words. But you all can communicate so well. So well. You should feel very good about that. Okay. No! I saved the wrong one. Shoot. No, here it is. So, someone asked me in their evaluation about talking about this, and I haven't talked about this at all. So, if you want to continue to learn English, this is my advice. You take this class, which you are. And good for you all for doing that. By the way, when you get my age, your brain doesn't work as well, and learning a language supposedly really helps that, so good for all of you. I love picture dictionary books. When I try to learn a language, I go to the library. I go to the children's section. And I get a picture dictionary book for that language, for a child. This is what I do. I then make labels for things in my house. So I might make a little sticker. You guys are, I think, too advanced for that, though. You're too good. You're beyond that, probably. But I make little stickers and put those stickers next to the clock, table, wall, just as reminders to me. Do you know this Duolingo? That's, yes, that is a free app in the United States for my cell phone. It's free. And it's a great way to learn a language. It is totally free. I think you can also get it for your computer. Let's see, I should have done this. Here it is. Boom. So let's say we wanted to learn English. So I think you can get it on a computer, on an iPad, on a computer. For free, forever. So it's totally free. Oh, shoot. So let's see if I wanted to learn English. See, I've got it, sight language is English. Let's say the sight language. I don't see Thai, do you? I'm going to pick Spanish. Well, let's say I'm Spanish and I work to,
ใช้กู
do you see Thai? Is there anything close to Thai?
ชื่อไปก็คือเสื้อไทย
So